I just have to get a few more things set up for the stream to actually, for me to be happy with it. Let me just go into my settings for a second, make sure I've got everything set up properly. Docs. Can I get a, doc for my chat? One second. My chat box is freaking the hell out. Oof. Learn more. Gosh, they've really effed with the UI for OBS. Not too bad, but I'm not the greatest fan of it. Alright. Get the chat box stretched out a little bit. And then tools, view. I just have to send the link of the stream to a friend of mine. Told him I would. YouTube asking me if I want to pay money to use YouTube? No, sir. I don't really want to. Alright. Found the link. And let me just send this one on the way. Alright. Alright. And we're off. Some Deadzone Rogue. This is a very fun game. It's a roguelite, so that means basically the map consists of some randomly arranged sort of prefabricated tile sets. Let's see, I've done everything in Zone 1 on hard. Zone 2. Glass Cannon I remember being particularly tricky. So let's try Headhunter. I know to improve my sniping skills. Never did know what weapon I'm gonna find. Mission equipment gives us an exotic primary that's gonna go into the rotation. I'll explain a little bit more about that. And then just some weapon camos and upgrade bits. Mission details. Headhunter. Powerful one-shot potential, but missing the weak point. Deals no damage and hurts you. Jesus Cristo. Alright. So select that on 3, and I guess we'll do Headhunter. I don't really remember much, but I do remember this one being a little difficult. Let's see, do I have anything I can upgrade? Nothing I can upgrade just yet. Alright, so I don't really remember doing Headhunter the first time, but, you know, the description says all headshots, only headshots, so we'll see how we carry on. Okay, so they do give us a interesting looking sniper rifle to start off with. It is one shot. The way ammo works in this game is basically magazines have a certain capacity, or weapons have a certain capacity, but you have unlimited shots in reserve. So let's check out the reload animation on this. It could be nice. Oh my god. That's quite horrible, actually. Shot dispersion's pretty bad as well. That is some significant deviation when firing from the hit. And, alright, aim down sights is good. Melee is still the standard melee, so not a weapon mounted melee like a bayonet. And this, well, this is one of the cool things that makes Deadzone Rogue interesting compared to other roguelike first-person shooters, is that you have sort of a stealth mode where you can explore the map, your areas of engagement first, before actually going hot, bullets flying. One of the other things I'm a big fan of about Deadzone Rogue is, like, the movement system is surprisingly robust. You've got your jump, you've got your double jump, you've got your dash, and then you can combine all of these three things. You can jump, dash, jump. Or you could actually dash backwards and then jump again to get more airtime. It's a neat feature, of which I'm particularly a fan. So it looks like we've got, what are those, just 3 gun bots in this room, 2 gun bots in this room, and I can probably, they said only headshots deal damage, so I'm wondering, do the explosive barrels, do these guys, basically, I'm wondering, do explosive barrels do damage, or do they not do well, they did say every missed shot does damage to you, so I might not be inclined to go for the barrels with a shot. So let's try a throwable grenade first. Alright, throwable grenade does no damage without proccing the effect. Okay, interesting effect. When you either get a headshot or when you get a kill, it automatically reloads the weapon. That's nifty. This is probably going to be one of the more slow-paced and, I may say, boring. Just because I'm going to be taking my time to line up headshots. See how much, like, it damages me when I fire. Alright, so it doesn't damage when you miss a shot. It only damages you when you body shot the enemies. Let's see. I think we're only going to be getting headhunters dropped. And this one is lightning. Which, yeah, lightning is good. I'll take that. It's not my favorite sort of element for single target damage, which is, I assume, the vast majority of what we're going to be doing. But it's still better than nothing. And what I mean by that is element damage. So basically there's 4 elements, or basically 4 different flavors of damage outside of the normal. So you've got Void, which just kind of, yeah, focusing on debuffing enemies. And then also Void Tendrils, which is probably my favorite effect in the game. Spawn from the target linking with 4 nearby enemies over 15 meters, applying corruption and dealing 20% of damage dealt to any linked target over the network. And then target's damage is reduced by 20, so it's good for staying alive and it's good for dealing with crowds. Fire damage with combustion is really all about applying a crap ton of single target damage with some low area of effect. Cryo does basically sort of focuses on what Void does doing, but focuses on debuffing enemies more, reducing their ability to kill you, basically. So you can freeze enemies and slow enemies. It's the 2 big things Cryo is going for. And then Lightning is just pure damage to as many things as possible in as short amount of time as possible, while also having a sort of damage ramp up. Basically every time you shock an enemy, crit chance against the target's increased by 6 seconds by 15%, and that effect in some scenarios and circumstances can actually stack, which makes it quite remarkably powerful. But for this run, we're doing single target damage only. I'm either thinking Cryo or Fire. Cryo would be nice because for big enemies it's gonna mean it's oh, I'm an idiot. I passed up a flame sniper. Oh well. But yeah. I lost my train of thought entirely, so forgive me. Anyways, on to the next zone. Empty room right, 3 gun bots in the left room, 1, 2 on patrol, 2 in this left room again, and then 1 holding that hallway. This is doable, although we are sort of in ideal circumstances now. Alright, if that went decently, throw that grenade. So this is also, I may highlight, quite atypical type of gameplay. Because usually I'll be doing a whole lot of running, a whole lot of gunning, melee, grenades, throwing a lot of stuff around, just mixing it all together. But this particular challenge run sort of demands you take it slow. Well, that was not the headshot effect I was looking for. but I guess I didn't technically hit. Maybe I hit his hand when he put it up to his head. See some extra gloves for armor. Armor basically fills out these 4 slots and has additional stats that help you take less damage, and at higher rarities have interesting effects like 5 extra hit points. Augment Orb. These are going to be interesting. Long range crit removes all weapon fall off, weapon kickback for every meter you gain between an enemy. Gain 2% crit chance and 5% crit damage up to 100 meters, or up to 40%, or fuck, up to 40 and 100% respectively at 20 meters. Or aiming weak point. I think I'll rather take aiming weak point, honestly, because being able to X-ray enemies through the walls, that's just so nice. That's quality of life right there. No arguing. So, I imagine this corner is going to be one of the better ones to start from. These rocket androids, though... Actually, how do I turn my flashlight off? Bindings, maybe. Flashlight. Z. There we go. Yeah. These guys are actually pretty dangerous because those rocket pods can do a significant amount of damage in a pretty insignificant interval of time. So we've got 1, 2, 3. They're all at the back of the room. Either that corner or this corner are going to be good to start from. I have a lot of cover at this corner. Means I do get to be flexible. Although, who I proc here, or basically who I activate, because enemy activation is based on line of sight in this game, that's going to be buggy. So, at best, I can target him, and then that leaves 1, 2 looking at me. So not exactly an ideal... Actually, if I start here... Yeah. Yeah, okay, and that's what I was afraid of. And now I'm gonna get juggled around a lot. Alright, nailed that one. I've been playing so much Cyberpunk, I've gotten used to the control scheme, and I just press E to slow down time. Alright, melee still works as it normally does. That's neat. Who am I missing? One bot up there. Alright, so it's not going as rough as I expected when it goes hot, but this is also pretty easy enemy sort of roster cycle to deal with. So now I'm just gonna roll across the room and see if I have any cool goodies to pick up. Ooh, better gloves. 1% shield. I will always take shield over health because shield is a technically infinite resource where health is limited. Deal additional 25% damage. Reload speed is increased by 50 when your magazine is empty. Honestly, brass boots is actually kind of nuts for this. Alright, handheld vacuum. Kills give you a barrier worth 6% of your shields. Zen Garden's not useful because I'm trying to, oh, hits that do not kill cause the next shot to deal 30% more damage though. 20% chance, 21% chance to explode a second time. You know what, let's go with the Zen Garden. Just because I do want to try incorporating a little bit of movement into this thing. Let's see what they have at the Fabricator. Level 3 knives, grenades, health packs. Nothing I'm too interested in. Upgrade the level on that Headhunter. Might as well upgrade the pistol because I can. Knife and grenade remain the same. 40 extra scrap. Yeah, that's alright. Alright, so I can do a little bit of reload canceling on the main weapon. So basically, the animation for hitting a melee is faster than completing the animation for reloading the weapon. And if you watch in the bottom right, I fire, move 5 meters, bullets already back in the weapon. Yeah, okay, actually, I like this. I like this a lot. This is like my, this is kind of my jam. Just got an Achievo. Do not know what I got Achievo for. Alright, that was not so bad. Also, did I miss the opportunity in that last safety room to hit up a checkpoint? Let's say big whoops on me. Much improved boots. I'll take those. Here we go again. Item. Lock and load. Increases weapon damage by 20. Killing an enemy replenishes 100% of a magazine to an unequipped weapon. Not as useful. Lightning damage is better. Yeah, I'll take that. Already using lightning, so might as well roll with it. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, this is doable. Just the one left. Alright. So, this is kind of an interesting challenge. It does absolutely change the way I play. Usually I am, just all over the place. Increase the magazine size of your weapon by 50%. Yeah! That's... okay. Game changer. Absolute game changer. Alright. Do I have any, replicator robots I have to punch in the face with my own bare hands? No. Alright. Let's try barrel stuffing these. Oh snap, that's a rocket launcher. How did I miss that? Oh yeah, that is a good question. Rocket launchers don't even have heads. What counts as their head? Is it the glowing red dot in the middle? Yes, it is. Alright. Not terrible performance. Could have taken a little bit less damage if I hadn't been an idiot and noticed that the rocket launcher was there. Bot companion, shield optimizer, health increase. Bot companion. Having something to split the damage is going to be awesome. % for each missing bullet in your magazine. No, because I'm constantly replenishing. After reloading, next shot deals 1.2% more damage for each bullet that's reloaded. After landing 2 crits in a row, your next shot deals 60% more damage. That's a much better choice. Upgrade the quality, level of our primary. Upgrade our melee, because that's important. Boots, because those are better, and I was really wishing I had more scrap than I actually do right now. But that's alright. We shall make it work. And scrap is the currency that you use to basically level up all of your stuff within the missions. Alright, so my bot has aggroed all of the enemies. Those little flying fucks are actually awful to deal with. So that's part of how they come into reality. Yeah, bright glowing bits on the robots are weak spots. Go figure. Alright, that wasn't so bad actually. The it feels like way too early to say this. The challenge may not be as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's just going to make for some particularly boring gameplay. Oh shit. Do headshots inflict long-term brain damage on the targets? Yes, I would say so, if they had brains. However, they are robots. Or cyborgs, so I guess they do have brains. It is long-term damage because they just sort of dissolve, it never gets repaired. One might call it a persistent effect. Enhanced holster when you swap weapon, rate of fire is increased, rate of fire is not important. Gain 5% elemental damage when killing an enemy affected by a debuff for 10 seconds. This is going to be a slower killing challenge run, so not as important. After you dashed, movement is increased by 50% in 1 second. Yeah, that's just universally useful. Being able to go fast is always good. Let's see, one sniper bot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal. One rocket launcher, one patrolling, and then one normal. And then there's this hallway with the sniper bot again. Which, this sort of approach, that's 1, 2, I'll wait till he leaves, because he's gonna spawn his head as an individual enemy, so, yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, alright, the companion bot drew aggression from those other bots. One. Should be just these two left. Nice, nice. Let's see, a level 5 rare headhunter, but it's doing cryo, and I am upgrading lightning. Talking about lightning. Grenade will be useful. I don't think I'm missing anything else in the map. Perk orb. Locked and loaded. Killing an enemy replenishes 100% of ammo to unequipped weapon. Not useful because I'm not using my unequipped weapon. Increases shields, reduces the delay by which shields start recharging by 4. 25% more damage when above 50% shields. That's actually incredibly good because I intend on being at full shields for most of this run. Alright, so this is one of the sort of standard issue rooms or normal tile sets, and on this one I usually send it just because there's so much good cover. Oh, there is a heal bot. These guys are little pains in the ass, because if you don't kill them first, and you try killing other enemies, they'll just heal them, making it nearly impossible to get anything done. So that's definitely going to be my opening move. Now I just need to find an opening. I am terrible. I missed that. Perhaps I can redeem myself a little bit here with a decent show of marksmanship compared to that horrible, horrible blunder I had earlier. Where the hell is this guy? Is there a rocket launcher downstairs? Oh, it's one of these green orb rocket bots. These things are always kind of a pain to fight because they're just so healthy. And by healthy, I just mean they do have a lot of health. There we go. Very nice. Well, that went pretty well. I'm happy with that. Level 6. Ugh. But it's not shock, and I'm building for shock damage. Level 5 shock grenade. I'll take that. Over a level 4. Looks like nothing else really dropped in this room. Yep. Item orb. Damage or breaks your shield, does not damage your health. Kills increase your reload speed. Dashing increases melee damage by 40% for 3 seconds. Yeah, that's going to be quite useful. Let's check the superior item orb. Secondary weapon. Not using my secondary when you're at full health. 60% of incoming healings applied to shields. Enemies that die while under debuff have a 30% chance to explode into confetti. Yes, I like that. Let's just upgrade our headhunter. Upgrade our armor as much as we can. Grenade's already max level for upgradability. Upgrade the knife. Upgrade our pistol. We're running a full set of level 6 weapons. Still missing 2 slots for armor. And on we go. Alright, sniper bot. Many patrolling. Just one in this room. This is going to be my best room to start with. Alright. Yep. Honestly, not a terrible start. Getting all of the angles I wanted. I like that the enemies do have some reactivity in that they'll try to roll to dodge. Let's see, exploded that guy. Ooh, is that a better grenade? Not for me. Alright. This is actually quite a bit of fun, although I do see this perhaps struggling to deal with large enemies and bosses who have huge health pools. Because so far I do not have too many avenues for healing. Deal an additional 20% crit damage to enemies affected by shock. Elemental bot. Chain lightning and lightning proc chances are increased by 25%. Lightning damage increased by 15. Yeah, that's really good. Well, might as well start this room the old-fashioned way. Just going loud instantly. Alright. That went pretty well. Enemy right there. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Alright, this is a interesting and unique way to play the game that I am summarily satisfied with. Now I have a full set of armor. Yippee! Take the extra grenade cooldown. In my experience, this room, or this sort of tile, usually has some big enemies that spawn. So we'll start here, see how it goes. Enemies cannot see through glass, surprisingly. Kill that guy. Oh, for some reason I can't see him through certain things. Looks like I'm not one-hitting on headshots anymore, so I'll definitely need to do something to increase the damage. Oh, right, his head turned into an enemy. I forgot they could do that. There should just be that one last one over there in that corner. Oh, missed one. Alright, that's game. And a much better grenade. Yippee. Better gloves. I'll take those. And I think I saw some credits and health over here, which I'll very happily take. Let's see what perks I can pick up. Shields are not cracked, cooldowns lowered by 15%. Nah. Crits on affected enemies by shock emit pulse, damages 6 enemies within 6 meters for 20% damage by the crit. Damage increased by 10. I'll just do that because I'm focusing on, yeah, single target, single shot damage right now. Shots that damage enemies have a 10% chance to refund a bullet. Every time a bullet is refunded to your mag, your damage is increased by 5%, up to 30% max bonus. Effect lasts until you reload or swap. Considering I don't plan on doing either of those things, that sounds like a great deal for free damage. Upgrade the level of that. Armor's alright. You know what? I could probably try buying that headhunter and then re-rolling it so it would be lightning. Nope, no point. Waste of credits. Oh well, happens. Although that axe is actually quite good. Oh snap! I got the plexus. Rerolled to lightning by accident. Whoopsie. Although it's a happy accident. More heal bots, more rocket bots, more patrols, close quarters in the first 2 rooms. Second room seems to be fairly wide open. Oh shit. One of these guys, what are they? Like an overseer? They're bad news if you're dealing with other enemies, so I guess taking the first room as it is the logical action here. already up to 25% extra damage on this thing. That's actually quite solid. That's actually a much better sniper. Yeah, I'll take that. And it's lightning, so it's exactly what I needed. Oh my gosh, that damage is crazy. Fucking kill that thing in 3 shots. Holy shit. Ooh, better armor. Thank you. Killing an enemy with your grenade replenishes 30% mag capacity, procs deal 30% more damage, or 1 additional charge to the grenade. Now that's where I'm going. Extra grenades, extra good. Oh, there's a little heal bot. Honestly, the build's kind of coming up nutso. Like, I'm doing pretty absurd amounts of damage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the damage is getting kind of insane. I might as well wait for my shields to pop back up, so I could do even more damage. And then let's take this crappy overseer. 3 shots. That's actually absurd. Because the base damage that this weapon is doing is just 26. And you saw right there with all of the modifiers I did north of 10,000 in a single hit. Perk orb. Static pulse. Crits on enemies affected by shock. Or shock increases crit chance by an additional 10. All lightning damage is increased by 20%. Yeah. Extra damage right off the first shot is what I'm trying to look for. Flying enemies. Those are going to be annoying to deal with. My least favorite category of enemy in every game. Alright, looks like this corner starting from was the right choice. And my bot is making it impossible to see. Alright, that went pretty decent, although I did lose a little bit more health than I was looking to. Frankly, I wasn't looking to lose any health, but well, that's how it goes. Oh, and we're on room 15 of 20. On the top left you can see your mission statistics. Alright, so I'm 3/4 of the way through, and we're looking pretty alright. Get that extra health. Did I leave anything over here? Nope. Item orb. Shields are full for 3 seconds. Damage resistance. Max health increased by 20. When applying a debuff, you have 20% chance to stagger. Yes, yes. Extra stagger. Follow-up shots are going to be easier. That's exactly what I want. Firing your weapon spawns a smart rocket that inherits the qualities of your grenade, recharges every 9. Melee weapon, no. Inhaler while you're aiming. 60% damage if you haven't fired in the last 1 second. Yeah, that's great. That gives me an incentive to pace my shots. That's upgrade quality. That's really cool, actually. What a nice feature. It actually forces me to play better. You know how few games like challenge you to like just play better? Like, I don't know, it felt like the game sort of threw down the glove at me right there. Frosty impact grenade, not what I'm looking for. Level 10 boots, but I kind of like having the critical damage that these guys give me. 2-shot that. Holy crap. That's pretty nuts. Those things are usually damage sponges. Oh, I reloaded by accident. How foul. I'm playing a little bit sloppier, perhaps because I'm a little bit more comfortable with how it's all come together. Which isn't a bad thing, but confidence is a slow and creeping killer. Shields are cracked, recharge twice as fast, delay reduced by 4 seconds. Elemental bot. I'll just take elemental bot because I honestly don't feel like trying to cling to life for this playthrough. Holy moly, that was nuts. That was a ton of damage. Am I just taking fire damage? I guess so. There's 2 more in the middle that I somehow avoided aggroing. Oh, I guess they were patrolling elsewhere. Yeah, this is actually a ton of fun. This is one of the more interesting challenge modes they've added. So I'm having an absolute blast. Reroll of fixes of weapons 2 times, no. When you're aiming, just do more damage. Yeah, that's great. Just do more damage when you're aiming. Sector 18. Big room, hot and heavy. Back room has a nice loop around here. Alright, so starting from back here seems to me to be the most sensible thing to do. Alright. Got both of those. And I'm not going to hit the line of sight of anything until right here. Oh right, and Elemental Bot gives me another little bot friend. Yeah. This is all coming up really quite remarkably well. I know I keep saying that, but yeah. I'm kind of sad that we don't get to use the guns the robots get. Because they look cool. They look neat. They are kind of my brand of sci-fi. I think part of the reason I have a particular fondness for Deadzone Rogue, is because it reminds me of what there's this game that was developed and then abandoned a while back called Interstellar Marines. And it was just incredibly fun. Get an additional bot, more damage, more screening. I'll take that. Oh yes. Hurt me more. This is an excellent room. Flying enemies with area of effect attacks. And 3 big fat fucks in the middle. Oh shit. This one they added a little hidey hole under here. That is new to me. Not too many places to hide. Only places to run. Yeah. I can get down with this. Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. Target prioritization, all the sort of stuff I enjoy a great deal. Let me crack my neck for a second. Just a worse sniper. Don't want that. A lot of scrap though. Actually generated a remarkable amount of scrap. My small army of bots following me. Even more scrap. Fire rates increased. Don't want that. Grenade marks targets. That's great. That's actually really great. Now I can use the grenade as an effective opener against large enemies. Now this guy is kind of a fun boss fight, and I was wondering if... Oh! He's the final boss? Are we going to be seeing additional enemies during his boss fight? I imagine so. I think he's bugged. Okay. They have spawned additional enemies. This is good to know. Where's the big bad? Alright, it's still normal enemy rotation. Was that it? Oh, don't tell me that was it. It was genuinely, like, disappointing. I was wanting a bit more of a challenge, if I'm being frank. Well, that was fun. It was certainly a lot of fun. None of the modes I had played up till this point had really, like, forced me throwing down the gauntlet to actually aim better. So that was nice. I just wish it had been harder.
Who designed this ship? Couldn't they have just made it like a circle or something?
Huh. And that's extra progression now. Ooh. Big gun. Well, let's exit the mission. Headhunter Zone 2 hard. The Headhunter exotic sniper deals increased weak point and bullet refund on weak point hits. Shots that do not hit a weak point deal less damage, and then some extra skins. I would say that was really an excellent mission, but I might rate it a little too easy. And yeah, thank you for joining
My head.
for a nice little run through of Deadzone. Hope you all had fun watching. I certainly had a lot of fun playing. And until next time, I'll see you later.